All right.
Hey there.
Hey.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, morning, midday, evening, whenever time it happens to be for you. Welcome to CoffeeTalk.
Glad you're here. Glad you've joined us again. We have a couple things that we want to talk about before we get to that, but we want to say thanks for joining us for Easter.
Yep.
It was a great weekend for a lot of us, and yeah. You posted it in Facebook and told us what you were doing, or you posted even just what you were doing with us for Good Friday Communion, and thanks for doing that. We appreciate it. It's good to hang out, and it's good to kind of see those progress things coming out of. We're actually being able to hang out together, and that's good. That's important.
Well, yeah, and we know that almost everybody's traditions are upended. So my family this year, so that it wasn't something that was easy to post, but we normally, I'm usually here, but members of the extended family normally get together in some way or another, and that was just online this year, and it was still fun. We would normally, like when I've been a part of it, adults would get together in the evening after the kids go to bed and we play a game. There's a lot of games you can do online, in interactive sorts of ways. So it was good. And we trust that you've been able to connect with some family in some way. Maybe you didn't last weekend, but hey, it's a new weekend coming. Go for it.
I don't know how we pulled it off, but we were able to get a turkey dinner together for Sunday afternoon.
Good for you.
It was a good day. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Wonderful. So, now we're after Easter. And we are, I will say that myself this week, I feel like this is the first week that's kind of, there can be some regular rhythm to it. We started to get a feel what is being home, what is doing online services feel like, and now things are kind of rolling along.
Back to school.
Yeah, in many ways, right? Last week was really like a soft start to home, like the school district wasn't putting out a lot of homework for kids. Now this week it's like, bam, do it. And it's not quite, well, for me it's not overwhelming because I've been coming in here, but for our kids and for Sheena who's trying to get them through it, it's been a big week. So it's that. One thing that is new, though, that we want to make sure you're aware of is that we've been talking about it, kind of teasing it along, this idea of online giving, really kind of an e-transfer thing. And we thought we could talk you through it, but you know what? We have a church treasurer who knows these money things and these financial things really well. And so we actually want to throw over to a video with Ron Van Steeneven. And also, because he's also head of the search committee, he's going to give us a little bit of an update as to where they're at. Because for them, like all of us, they're not meeting face to face, right? And so we're gonna let Ron talk for a bit. We're going to shoot to a video of him, and as he updates on some giving and search committee things.
Hello, everyone. Ron Van Steeneven here. I'm here to help Kevin and Chris with a few updates as to some of the things that are going on in the background at Lakeview while we were all confined to quarters. We have to give a great big thank you to Sherry Ellis for all her efforts to make donating easier during the COVID-19 lockdown. She has worked with our bank to provide e-transfer capability. As a result, you can now send funds directly to the church using the email address donate@lakeviewheightsbaptist.ca. To keep her workload to a minimum, we are asking you to send a follow-up email listing the amount of your donation and your envelope number if you have one. If you do not have an envelope number, please include your full name or names, including your middle initial and your full mailing address in that email to ensure that we can get you a correct tax receipt at the end of the year. If you would like your donated funds to go towards an ongoing project instead of the general budget fund, please include that request in your email as well. The church website will be updated, if it isn't already, with those instructions under the Donate tab. This should make life easier for most of us that would rather not leave the safety of our homes just to deliver a check to the church. Thank you, Sherry. Switching gears, I would like everyone to know that the search committee will be meeting this week via video conference, in case anyone was concerned, to continue our work looking for a lead pastor. The committee consists of Lori Bourgeois, Corey Dole, Sherry Ellis, Jens Goldgrave, Ron Johnston, and myself. We are still at the early stages of this process, but we will keep everyone posted as the process progresses. Your prayers are welcomed and encouraged to help us in this effort. Well, I'm out of things to report, so I'll turn things back to Kevin and Chris, and in the spirit of a coffee talk, cheers. Bye for now.
Thanks, Ron. Cheers. So to kind of just fill that gap in, we've been talking about it for a while, that saying that online is coming and it's coming, it's coming. We've had PayPal for quite a while now. I'm sure some of you have been using it. The reason that we've been holding off on really pushing that is because we wanted to really go for e-transfer and full e-transfer, because to us it's really important that we want to get the best bang for our buck when we're donating to the church, and on top of that, it's really important for us to be able to go from our checking account and not to be setting up a system that is going to have people racking up credit card debt. And if you're going in debt only because you're donating to the church, good on you. But the important thing is that we're trying to encourage good stewardship, and really give the best opportunity. And so this is the best option for us right now, and it's a great option for the future that actually we've been looking at for a couple of years now. We've just been waiting for the right system. And so like Ron said, thank you so much to Sherry for moving this along. And so if you have more questions, you can email Sherry at donate@lakeviewheightsbaptist.com, and her and Ron will kind of sort a lot of those questions or symptoms out. But just like you would pay a normal bill or send a transfer to somebody, that's how you do it through your online bank. And moving forward now, this also means that we're just continuing on, and we are continuing on right now without a senior pastor. And so Ron said the search committee is continuing. But as you know, I am the associate pastor of worship and fellowship, and Chris is the associate pastor of student ministries.
Yeah. Hey, can I jump in on that real quick? Because it's not in my notes, and we probably should say something. Like 20 minutes ago, I recorded our kids' ministry lesson, and it's going to be going live on the website at 9 a.m. And so if you've got...
9 a.m. Sunday.
Sunday, that's right. Sorry, good thing you caught me there. 9 a.m. Sunday morning. So if your house is like mine, it's a little bit like the kids are up early. We're getting ready for church, and then it's like, what do we do until the service starts? So you could check out the kids ministry video, or especially if your kids are kind of in that preschool through grade 6 range, we've tried to cover some stuff there. Really important if you're a parent and you want your kids to be able to fully engage with it. There's going to be a PDF that's it will be available to download and print out. I'm trying to, well before that. We'll probably have it ready tomorrow. Thursday afternoon will be the goal that you can, even though the video's not up there, you can go download, print out the handout pages and coloring sheets and activity stuff, and have your kids fully engaged with the lesson. It'll be great if they can fill that out and get in on that. So that'll be on the... We haven't talked yet about whether or not it's main page. I feel like it'll be the children's ministry page. LakeviewHeightsBaptist.com, ministries, children, boom. And that'll be where you'll find it. And we'll try and, as often as we can, get the lesson recorded and up there. And so that's where you'll find all those resources. So go check it out. If you haven't checked it out yet, there's lots of stuff from basically since we've started this whole church from home thing. Not church at home, which is a little different than church from home. So check it out. We've got music videos on there of some of the kids' songs we do and other stuff just to kind of help you help your kids engage with the life of the church.
So parents, you're going to print off stuff this week for your kids to do, right? We have our positions that we're actually still trying to do. Now there's less ministries happening, but there's still more ministry happening in a very different way. And so long before physical distancing began, the plan from our leadership was to continue on having preachers come in and preach on a Sunday morning, and that ministry would kind of just happen in the background through Chris and I, but that the preaching would be kind of taken care of by those people. And so that's what's actually going to happen this Sunday. We have a guy named Steve Bailey, which many of you know, and some of you don't. He's going to be sharing a sermon this Sunday out of Philippians. So here's just a quick interview to get to know Steve a little bit before he comes and shares a message on Sunday. So this week we have another preacher, and he is going to be bringing the message from God's Word, and we're just going to get to know Steve a little bit. And so without further ado, Steve Bailey. Hey, Steve.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going okay. It's kind of weird, right? It's a strange situation we find ourselves in, but here we are. We make the best of it.
Are you primarily working from home?
I'm all working from home. Yeah, this headset is my work headset.
Oh, okay.
It's actually grown onto my ears now.
Will you be wearing that on Sunday?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I look forward to that.
I wouldn't look right without it.
But you've been here in Okanagan for quite a few years now, and you guys were part of our church, and that was great. And we even had you preach once, and that was good. And we enjoyed you, and so this is our opportunity to kind of re-get to know you for those who were part of those days, and then now for those who maybe are unaware, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself? What do you do for a living?
Yes, I am a lead business analyst at a company called QHR Technologies, which is a medical software company. Head office is Kelowna. We've got offices throughout the whole country, and we build medical software. So right now, there's a massive influx of people wanting to use virtual care, so video conferencing with their providers, and that's where my expertise lies. So we are extremely busy right now.
Yeah.
That's a little bit about where I work. You are correct, sir, that I am English, and I met my wife at YWAM. She is from Penticton originally, so making that move to the Okanagan was a very easy decision to make, especially for anybody that knows Birmingham at all, which is where we were living in the UK. It was an easy choice to make to move to Summerland from Birmingham.
Okay.
So we've been here since 2006.
And you have children?
We have 4 boys. Yes, they are at the very convenient ages of 16, 14, 12, and 10 right now.
Oh.
When one of them has a birthday, it messes everything up, and I actually have to think about how old they are.
Tell them to stop having a birthday.
I know, right? That'd be easier.
Yeah.
I just call them all Spud as well, rather than actually trying to remember the names, because, I get a little bit lost sometimes.
So you were at YWAM.
Yes.
And you've had biblical training.
So we were both in YWAM till 2006 when we moved to Canada. I went to work for a software company after we moved. And then in 2010, I went to seminary, went to Briarcrest Seminary, did my Master of Divinity, graduated in 2013. Yeah, all the best people go to Briarcrest.
That's what I hear. And
that's a rumor that I'm spreading anyway. So
it's also the truth. So
yes, you can't argue with that. So then that was when we moved back to. So we served our time in the prairies, as everybody should. Just to say that you've done it.
At least once, yeah.
We lived through the 3 seasons of mosquito, mud, and winter. And then we moved to West Kelowna. Then I became pastor of First Baptist Church in Kelowna, and then for health reasons left that in 2016. Went back into software development, and that's where I am again now. That's a quick whistle-stop tour of my life.
That was a good tour. Thanks for that. Little pictures along the way.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to necessarily reveal your hand because you have a lot of tricks up your sleeve, but is there any teaser that you want to give for Sunday, since this will come out a couple days before?
Yeah, for sure. My passion for preaching is expository preaching.
Expository preaching actually means...
Sure. Okay. So expository preaching basically means taking a passage of scripture, putting it in the original context. What did it mean to the original readers? How would they have understood this? That way you're not reading your own ideas into the passage. You're allowing the passage to speak for itself. I'm not a big fan of proof texting and stuff like that. So I'm going to start at the beginning of Philippians. I felt that was a good book for us to study together, for me to preach through. I know I've only got 4 preaching opportunities, and there are 4 chapters, but I'm not preaching entire chapters at once. So when I was preaching full time at First Baptist, what I always really enjoyed was when people showed up on a Sunday morning and they'd done their homework because they knew what I was going to be preaching on next, right?
Yeah.
They'd already read the passage. They'd already done like a sneak preview, and I'd probably come with some ideas of what they thought that passage was all about. And what made that interesting was occasionally you get the bold person that would come to you afterwards and say, well, I had no idea that you'd go that direction with that. So Sunday morning we'll be covering Philippians chapter 1 verses 1 to 11. Yeah, so that's it. You want a sneak peek? Have a look at. I keep wanting to say First Philippians, but maybe there's something there.
Maybe you're true historian.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we'll be using First Philippians, not Second Philippians, on Sunday.
Thanks, Steve and Kevin. It's looking forward to really hearing what Steve's going to share with us on Sunday. One of the great things is that actually it started because Steve's local.
Yeah.
I mean, not far from where the church is located. But more than because of that, and because Steve has the ability and the time, he's going to be sharing with us actually a fair bit. He's going to do two sermons now, and then he'll be coming back in a month and doing a couple more in May. And so really excited that we've got this opportunity to learn from someone who loves God and loves talking about the Bible, preaching and teaching and all of that. So really looking forward to hearing what he's going to share with us. As we get ready for that, and that'll be Sunday.
Yeah.
So, good.
So I hope you're well informed today. I hope you maybe check out a little bit more on our website. Check out the donate page, even if you're just curious just to see what's there. And we'll see you Sunday.
See you Sunday.